July 2024 meeting of the Kensington Municipal Advisory Council. Today is Wednesday, July 31st, and we are starting. So let's go ahead with the roll call. All the way over to the far left, Ben Berry, and to his right is Adam Novickis. To his right is Ruel Cook. My name is Lloyd Cowell, and to my right is Dave Peterson. Welcome one and all. Do we have any citizens' comments on an item that's not related to any particular agenda item? I have one thing that I wanted to talk about briefly. During last month's meeting, an issue was raised about whether people were receiving notices regarding particular projects in their vicinity. Someone who used to be on KMAC brought up the issue that the notices used to be hand distributed in a much wider basis than they appear to be now. I wanted to point out that Supervisor Gioia has a website where the agenda is posted. My practice has been to post an agenda 2 weeks in advance of the meeting and not add things to it. Circumstances may dictate that it's necessary to remove a particular agenda item at somebody's request, often the applicant. Next month, I think we're going to go ahead and have a walkthrough where on your screen, we'll be able to display Supervisor Gioia's website and drill down to the municipal advisory councils, because there are several in Contra Costa County, and KMAC is the best, but not the only. And so that way, people will be able to learn and also to tell their friends and neighbors and relatives about how to access this information from a government resource that's available to everyone. I think previously, there was less reliance overall in the community. I could be wrong about this, about that people didn't always look to the internet for complete and current information. So think about that. And does anybody have any comments or questions about my little speech? Okay. The meeting notes from June 26th were distributed about 2 weeks ago to the members of the board, describing the board's actions at the June 26th meeting. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Only one. I actually abstained from zero alignment. You have me as
Oh, I hereby resign. Okay. Any other corrections or comments? No, I apologize for making this mistake.
we'll fix it.
We will fix it. So what do we do now? Do we approve it as amended?
I think approve it as amended, yeah.
And then I will submit an amended thing to everybody, and then that will go into the public record. So,
Wonderful, yes, please.
parliamentarian,
Yeah.
Robert Rogers. Okay.
That meets mustard.
Okay, so we don't vote on, or we're gonna vote and then with as amended. So, okay, so does anybody have a motion?
I move to approve notes from last time as amended. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Make more paperwork. Moving on. Also, the zero Willamette and 215 Yale projects have not been heard from in the last 30 days. So those will be possibly considered at a future meeting. Now we're going to call 262 Lake Drive. Is there someone here for 262 Lake Drive? Come on down. You're the next contestant on Approve My Project. So last time we were here, there was an issue with being able to figure out what the heck was going on from the plans, and we wanted to be able to just ask a couple of questions. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about it, and then
yeah, we're seeking permission to convert it into an ADU downstairs.
Okay.
Because it's two levels, and I think downstairs ADU will add more, housing for the community, and also it would give us more income, obviously.
Oh, sure.
So,
And then it says that it's already built, right? You know, because it looks like the application is to approve, basically,
it's,
gross floor area that's slightly over.
yeah, 15 square feet more than what is permitted, 2,700 apparently is permitted, and we are asking for 2,750.
Right,
And it also includes the deck, you know, that's calculated in the square footage. So worst case scenario, if you want us to make the deck shorter, we could do that.
normally the procedure is you make the application and we don't start tinkering with it, you know, like we'll either say, you know, recommend approval or denial based on what you submitted to count. So, but when they said it was legalized, my question was, is it already built out?
No, it's not built out. The downstairs is still vacant.
Okay.
It's empty.
Does anybody have questions? Where are we at? You're a smart guy.
We've already looked at the plans. I think we should maybe see what was causing the 15 square feet. And I guess I didn't think that the decks would be included in that calculation. That was not my understanding.
It is. No.
That's what
Yeah,
no, I don't have any questions. I've already looked.
yeah, they said 2,700 is the limit for this neighborhood, and we have 2,550,
Including the deck.
including the deck.
And the deck is already built,
The deck is in place, yeah,
and the ADU is you're reconditioning an
The new-
existing space.
exactly. Yes,
So you would literally have to cut the deck 50 feet off the deck.
I'm happy to do that if necessary.
I know.
But I hope, I mean, it's a beautiful deck. If we have to do it, we'll do it, but
When was the deck built?
at the time of the house, so it's been 4 years maybe.
So it's been in place. Been there for a while.
Hasn't hurt anybody apparently.
Have you talked to neighbors about?
They're okay with it.
Is anybody here, I think one second, anybody here for 262 Lake? Well, certainly not up in Northeast, so.
So you haven't added any square footage to the house?
Not into the house.
Yeah.
The whole shell is the way it is.
Okay.
I think we've seen many conversions of a ground story into an ADU and proof them here at this committee, and it's not really, I mean, 50 square feet over the limit is
Yeah,
It's tiny.
not triggering much.
Well, the whole thing is an existing deck, right?
It'll be
Yeah.
different if there's building the deck.
Everything is existing except.
yeah,
for-
yeah, it's in place already.
Can I make a motion? Keep the cake. Keep it right. I feel seen.
Like, I'm sure.
Sure, I think, you know, is this the ADU? And like, you know, Mr. Housen, it's good to go, so if you want to get. I like that.
That's happening, okay.
It's positive.
It's a good thing.
I motion to approve 24-03023 262 Lake Drive.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Right.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. We will recommend approval for the county planning department, and you will proceed from here through that. And sorry that the you know, to drag this out and make you come down, but
That's
it's a lot
fine.
easier for us to ask questions.
Sure.
or something.
I'm happy to be here. I'm glad that it's being approved, or at least you're recommending approval.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
all right.
Thank you for
very
coming.
much.
Thank you.
Okay. The second application is 255 Stanford Avenue. The applicant seeks approval of development plan application for a Kensington small lot review process under CBKR 24-00009. I received the request for its hearing. Project involves removing existing stairs and a tile entry porch. Removing existing railings and fence on the retaining wall. Removing existing living room window and installing a new sliding door inside the existing opening of the living room window. Install a new deck and finished surface at the entry porch and install new stairs to the front door, install new guardrails on fence, retaining wall and stairs. Is anybody here for 255 Stanford? Oh. 255 Stanford.
What?
Let's ask, Judy, you are muted right now. Just in case, Judy, are you here for 255 Stanford?
Couldn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry, please repeat.
No, you're asking me a question, but I didn't understand what you said.
Yes, are you here for the project at 255 Stanford?
Yes,
Okay.
I just would like to hear the discussion. Because,
255 Stanford, is that you or a neighbor?
no, I mean, it's a neighbor.
Okay.
No, it's not me.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just an interested neighbor. I just wanted to hear the discussion, that's all.
All right,
Thank you.
Okay, so now. Last month, we booted the lake project because we didn't know what was going on and wanted to talk to the person involved. Do you think we need to do that for this particular application? I would like to hear anybody who has an opinion on it.
I don't think so. I think that we have enough in the plans to be able to have a discussion about it.
Does anybody disagree or want to be heard on alternate interpretation of the situation? Thing. Is there anybody here who requested a public hearing in this case?
It seems largely cosmetic.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
why does this trigger KMAC meeting?
Someone requested a public hearing
Oh,
and it's still at this level.
so like a neighbor may have, or we just applicant rule in that case?
Yeah, I only know what's available in the application.
Okay.
So someone requested a public hearing, which is their right, and now we're trying to figure out. You know, I mean,
Deck addition, looks like.
Unless like some of the fencing or whatever is going to cause a view obstruction, which I can't really tell from this. That's the only thing that would give me a.
when I'm looking at the existing versus the proposed, it looks like the stairs come out 2 or 3 feet more, but otherwise the profile is essentially the same. Yeah, I mean,
When I delivered notices, I didn't notice anything that would give me concern at that time.
well, from your assessment of the house and
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Basically, they're just trying to get some useful space in the front of the house. That's what I can tell from this.
And based on this, that, the description, it seems like the only thing that's new is the deck. That's in the front of the house, which is never gonna be a big challenge, probably not a big challenge. To use, it's not really a variance.
Yeah, it's only,
Right, it's not anything, they're building it out to the street.
I think it's just the removal of the existing fence on the retaining wall. Unless there's a change in height of that fence, that's the only thing that I can think that would want. Would cause somebody to want to have a discussion about it. Right, I can't see a difference between the fence height and plans.
I agree. It seems like, basically talking about something that's no taller, no bigger around and not bigger around, but it doesn't cover additional area. The rest of it's cosmetic related to the envelope of the house and the entry.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, again, like, if there was a neighbor that had an issue with this and delivered it well down, like, and all around behind it, et cetera, so like.
Everyone is received or at least has been notified.
And if they just happen to miss this one and they want to take it up the next phase, they can, they're still wait for the next way if they need to, but I don't see it. I would just find this.
Yeah, I am also in agreement that there's no reason to delay this particular project. It's pretty self-explanatory and the plans are clear.
I move to, did I make a motion?
Finally,
So move to recommend approval of 4-03-027 Fast Anchor.
all second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This is the sort of project that, fixing up your house shouldn't be faced with a bunch of bureaucratic delay. So. That concludes the business calendar for now. Does anybody say anything or have a good joke before we adjourn?
Somebody back here.
Yeah, the question was 13 things on our agenda tonight.
No,
How would that, did that get approved?
if it's been, I don't know what the date that it was sent to the county and I haven't received
Oh, they told me it was tonight.
So sorry you came for.
30.
Okay,
30 or
13 things there?
13 Kingston, yeah.
That does not sound.
I don't recall that. I'm looking at the list. I don't believe 13 Kingston has come to the office and therefore to the MAC for review yet.
Oh my God, this was like 2 months ago. So they've got kind of some miscommunication at the planning and zoning office. At first, they took it in and said it didn't even go to KMAC. Then we applied for a building permit and they came back and said, you do need to go to KMAC. And so they sat on it for 6 months. So he said, I'll give it to KMAC and I'll submit it for a permit. So I know it went in for a permit, but I thought it was supposed to be
Is it 1-3 or 3-0?
1-3 Kingston.
Yeah.
That was new.
Who do you recall who the planner is?
Yeah, Adrian Belize.
Gotcha. So I know Adrian.
Yeah.
Send me an email, letting me know about the progress of that application. And I'll find out exactly
I
what.
would love to not have you guys look at it. I mean, just because we're so far behind on. It's simply, I can show you a picture if you want on here. I mean,
Whether I ask or not is not going to influence where it goes. It's just, it's about if I want.
I'll double check, just make sure that your email contact and we'll make sure that
okay, perfect.
And you're welcome to join on Zoom if you don't want to come in person again.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like I live right around the corner. Easy guys, people.
Sometimes you like bakes cookies, so it's good to come in person.
Yeah.
Sorry to have you do it.
No, it's fine. I wasn't expecting drama or anything.
I've got jokes and fun facts.
Excellent. One best.
Fun facts, David, look at this. The snake actually ate an entire woman. Can you believe that? I have to ask my friend say that. How they got to the country, Indonesia. The whole entire human is in the snake's mouth. Wow. I know.
I know they get deer sometimes. I've
Yeah,
seen that.
we're gonna adjourn the meeting first, but 30-foot reticulated python.
Right.
That's a lot.
I move to adjourn.
Next second. All there.
Aye.
We're at 7:20. It's like a world's record.
I still have my joke.